Hello, my name is Dr. Beat Dude. We're gonna fix this beat. It's actually not a bad beat, but we're gonna make it good. We're gonna make it better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my name is Kyle. If I see a monster, motherfucker, then I smile. If I don't get my daily dose of caffeine, I become a fiend, best so that you on drywall. Ooh, I punch it out. That more than a punch to the boss. Yeah. Alright, so basically this is just, it's magic, right? It's the essence of magic. It's being created here. But that's the same drum pattern. That's the same melody. That's not gonna. Nobody's gonna listen to Kyle's masterpiece there. We need to set him up for success. So let's go ahead and let's figure out what was the first thing. I'll give you a hint. This says C, but I don't see a C anywhere. Let's move this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll just go through every single one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess we don't really need to move the clap or any of the percussion. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's go ahead and just listen to this. It's not bad, okay? There's a reason I changed it, though. It's just unexciting. Kind of unoriginal. Kind of bland. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It literally sounds like a different beat. This isn't even like a whole octave or half an octave. It's a third of an octave. It's 4 out of 12. So that's the first thing. It's just mess around with your pitch. Alright, I do the thing where I make the beat, I put sound effects on it, and then, oh, it's too late to change the pitch. Sometimes if you change the pitch, it sounds cool, even if you don't redo the sound effects. Like, it actually sometimes can add to it. I'm not saying it's going to. In most cases, it will ruin your mix. But that's if you're going for that kind of mix where you want everything to be clear. If you want it to be kind of muddy, that adds to the effect. So that's a great way to add to the effect of muddiness in your mix. If you're doing something that doesn't have a lot of bass, or just a lot of muddiness to it, you want to add a little bit of mud, and try changing the octaves a little bit. Right, the mixing works because of the rules, right? Like, for a low sound to work, then there has to be room in the low area. So if you put that into the mixing tools, it doesn't matter if you put a low sound or a high sound. It comes out sounding similar. Not the exact same, but you get the point. An EQ is going to cut the low end no matter where you put that in the frequency. So, probably spent too much time onto that tip. So let's go ahead and move past that, and let's go ahead and move into the portion where we're going to arrange this. To be honest, it's kind of bland. But a good arrangement can make it to where that kind of bland becomes really exciting. So, what we're going to do is use this as a hook, we're going to use this as a verse, and we're going to build from there. We don't have to do that, but that's what we're going to. So, if you're following along at home, that's the drill. Okay, so that's definitely going to be the main melody. I forget which one of these is. I want to say this is the harp. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we got some options on how we want to present this. I think realistically we should put this in the second half, not the first. Although I would like to have it in the first. It does sound really, really good. So we'll go ahead and start off like that. Wonder, can we even hear the other piano when it hits? No, we can't. Which is kind of perfect, kind of what we need, really. So, how does this sound? Sounds pretty clean, actually. Okay. So let's do this. Let's put this here in the first 8 bars, and let's do a little bit of editing to it. We're not going to do too much. I just want to do a few tricks, you know? I don't want to do all the tricks in my bag. Alright, I'm gonna guess it's this one. So 10.3, this is not going to be the best way to do this, but we're going to go this way anyways. So the problem with this is quite simply that it goes through a compressor at least like once or twice. Okay, yeah, so I guess it really only goes through like 2 compressors, because is there not one there? Okay, so it goes through 1 compressor at the end. So this actually probably will make a difference. The best way to do this, by the way, is to copy the value, put the value wherever you need it to go, put it like right here, and I want that to probably start here. I'm just going to paste it, and then boom. Look at that. Look at it. Super easy. Let's go ahead and go back to the home, and just give it a peep. Give it a peep-see. Okay, I like that. I think that is good enough. I do think there's a little bit too much of just like nothing going on here. I'm gonna call it dry area, making that up right now. It's not a term, but it's too much dry area. Let's make that wet. Let's play some Cardi B. Let's see. So if we put this here, we could probably do something like this. That'd probably be cool. Let's try that out. Let's see if this is any cool. We might need to mess around with the volume on that or add an effect like a filter. Yeah, no, that is not the solution. So, what about this? What about this? Got a good feeling about this. I got a good feeling, folks. Okay, so rather than that, what if we just straight up pull a Playboy Cardi? Boom. Just like this. They're gonna have no idea. They're gonna be like, where did the sound go? I lost the sound. It's gone. Where did the sound go? Where is my sound? My sound has disappeared. Oh, it's back. Whoa, I was unprepared. I was so focused on the sound. So that's just like basically what the average listener will think. Something that we can do to fill in some of these gaps. And then just for continuity, we'll do that. Alright, so listen to that one more time. A lot of the arranging does involve listening to it. That's just the sad truth. Like, you're gonna have to just sit and listen to it and figure it out. But, you know, the point isn't do what I'm doing here. The point isn't copy this arrangement. The point is try these methods out, right? See if it works. I mean, you could use the 808 here. You could just use the clap. You could create something completely different on, like, pattern 7. I guess there probably are 7 here. It's a bad number to pull from. But you can make an 8th pattern and then use that as the starter here. You could convert one of the patterns that you already have. You could add in a completely new element with the current sounds or new sounds, whether that is a crashing sound, an open hat, snare roll. It could even be like a clown blowing up a balloon, making a balloon animal. You got some options. It doesn't have to be linear and predictable. You know, we did a pretty simple thing here, but like the effect that this has is really, I think it's pretty fucking cool, honestly. You know, not to scratch my balls or anything, but like, it's pretty fucking cool. Let's put that on the clap. See, so the clap almost kind of hits with it. I feel like we could probably like even kind of reduce that a little bit though, because like it does feel like it hits a little bit like on the clap. I want to hit just a little bit after. It's closer to what I want. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. Almost, so close, so close. That should be perfect. Alright, turns out it was perfect. Sometimes you're gonna be at perfect and you're just not gonna know it, so you're gonna have to be okay with that. Tell yourself, I can come back to this later. Boom. So, what are we doing next? I think putting the string here is probably a good idea. I kind of want it to be a little subtle, what we're doing, so I think it's a good idea to throw in the second piano here. As simple as this looks, this is going to sound like we're doing a lot. Because in the listener's eyes, you start here. The string, which is a very cinematic tool, carries it out, and you can use a pad, you can use a choir, you don't have to use a string, but just, you know, something cinematic is the effect I'm going for. So it's coming in, it's quieting down, it stops, you hear a little bit of this rawness, you go into this, and then, you know, you get a little bit of this going, and it's got the string again, which we might need to take out, but in theory, it might be amazing. Let's go ahead and get the 8 bars here. Listen. My name is Kyle, I really like some monster. Woo! She said her pussy get wet, wet, wet. I said, wet with monster? Yes, yes, yes. She said, no it doesn't, so I left. I didn't want that. I found some drywall in her house and I hit that. I went down to the gas station, 7-Eleven, and bought about 10 monsters. I'm in heaven. See what I'm saying? So like, it kind of adds a lot to it despite not really being a lot going on. This allows it to go crazy with the hi-hats because like there's nothing distracting. A lot of people would then add something in here, but I think you should remove things instead of adding things in the verse. The point of the verse is for the vocals to really be heard. The chorus is where you do your singing, you do your layering. The verse is where you just kind of show off a little bit. And that was too much of a drop right there. So we aren't going to let that happen again. Although something I think that I got to fix that. Alright, so like in the process of listening to that, I got a few ideas. One of the ideas is that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, and that labor should be in the hands of the laborers. But another idea that I had was that we could kind of swap this piano out for this, and this little bridge. Let's try that out. Let's see if that theory is right too. It's kind of right. Kind of fucking right. I think that we should kind of make a theme of that though, within the verse itself. So if we just kind of like cut these off, the user, or not the user, but the consumer is already going to be like into that habit of this. So it'll just kind of make it easier to keep doing the thing that we're already doing, and it'll just kind of go blindly and unnoticed, which is really starting to be a lazy metaphor. It was a good metaphor at the start, but then I leaned into it. I was trying to force a metaphor there, and there's just not a metaphor there. Oh man, what are we doing next? So, I don't really know where to go from here with this, because like, I guess the next thing we're going to do is really just fuck around with the drums a little bit. So when this hits, do we want it to be the 808? Yes we do. Yes we absolutely do. Let's go ahead and make that an incomplete pattern. Let's go ahead and go for a, should we go for a 2B? Let's go for a 1B. I'm making that up, right? 1B is not a real word in this context, but we're going to call it a 1B and a 2B. And you know what? Just for continuity, let's do that. So, next up, we are going to... I mean, that piano isn't really going to add enough to where we can just remove that entirely. So, rather than... if we added strings or something, like, notable, we could totally do that, but it's just not the case. I keep on wanting to say chat like I'm live streaming, which I do from time to time. Go follow me on Twitch. Follow me here on YouTube as well. Give me a subscribe and a like. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I want this to... Yeah, let's go for a 2-bar. I think normally I'd go for like a 1 on this, but I think with this piano, this will actually work out really well being a 2-bar instead of a 1-bar. Alright, and I kind of think... oh, it's actually already cut there, but... I think it would be a really cool effect to just kind of like stop it here. Like... I kind of want to keep the rhythm going on this whenever we stop it. Does the 808 complete? It completes here. And that's about it. I think we could probably cut this one off a little earlier. What the fuck is this doing here? I think we'll either cut this one off early or we keep it going the entire time. Yeah, let's keep it going. Okay, so already this is sounding a lot more exciting, and let's be honest, we didn't really do a lot to this. This is kind of a lazy arrangement, but like even zooming out and looking at it, it does kind of look like we did a little bit more than we actually did to it. Check it out. That dropped in really nice. So, what are we gonna do next? Well, let's go ahead and start by getting everything back on the field here. One thing we could do is we could just repeat the section we have over here, and to be honest, that's what I normally do. So that actually is what we're gonna do next. We're gonna spice it up a little bit though. Don't you worry. All right. So what I really like about this is the way that it stops, and I like that we have an opportunity to introduce the ARP, but we do it here in late stage as opposed to like the beginning. This is more like think like post-industrial, but like this is like social, security in the context of the U.S. Healthcare in other countries, because they actually have that, we don't. So now let's go ahead and just kind of listen, and just kind of let this do its thing. I'm looking out my window and I see a big ass crane. I feel like we should probably. So we'll remove that. We can keep the strings here. I kind of feel like, let's see. Yeah, honestly, I don't think we need the strings to be here. Let's hear it both with and without. Right, so that's good, and then I think it's close enough. I don't think we need it. So what we can do now is we can save this, and it's going to be like part of the drop. So let's go ahead and cut out these chords here, and we'll try this, see if this works. That absolutely works, but this is giving me a little bit more of like a verse kind of situation. I don't really hear like the actual this part, like it's not there for me. Fuck it, let's make the ARP the only thing that goes consistent. It just don't have a stop except for right here. Fuck it, let's make it to where it don't even stop right here. It'll give it a little bit more texture, a little bit more interestingness going on. It's not the entire beat doing the same thing. One element sticks out just enough to make it interesting. In a lot of ways, it's actually kind of annoying, but like social media, you kind of want to annoy the listener because it forces them to listen more. If they're listening more, you're in the algorithm a little bit deeper, it's better for you. But not only that, what's the point of making music if nobody hears it? So make them listen to it more, You spend years developing this craft. Show it off. Alright, so we got 2 and we got 2. I am going to just immediately drop it over here. That's going to be how it differentiates itself from the first part. And then we can... We'll try this. But the way that my monitor is, it actually is kind of hard to see. I really got to get a better monitor. Be a lot better than just clicking around, I tell you that. We're going to go ahead and give it an additional little section here. I kind of want to keep the 808 going on this. And then I want to bring this back to... I want to bring that to like right there. Actually, no, it's not enough. I'll go to about here. Alright, now as far as the melody, I don't think it makes sense to return right immediately. Again, I like to take things away in my melody, so that's probably the direction I would go with this. I kind of feel like rather than taking something away though, we could literally just repeat it. Like, I think that would work here. I mean, the only thing we can remove is the additional string, which we're trying to add specifically here for the verse, or the piano. Or and alternative. Can't say both at the same time, but should we remove the ARP? Should we remove the string? Should we remove the piano? I think everything here has a very clear purpose, so I don't think we should remove anything. Honestly, I think we should just let it keep going and, let any artist wanting to use this just kind of do whatever they want to do. I kind of like the idea of doing like one more of these because it's completely unnecessary and it's just like, I don't know, it makes it feel more like an outro and less like, you know, less like just something added. Alright, so I kind of want to play the song through, but it is a 20-minute video and I don't think anyone's going to watch it, but because nobody's going to watch it and it's already 20 minutes, let's go ahead and make it 23 minutes. You know I love Monster. Yeah, you know I hate drywall. Yeah, my name is Cal. So yeah, I mean that's basically the point of this kind of thing, is just to make it sound a lot more elaborate, a lot more cinematic. The last thing I will point out is that if you have your window open, it will shut the door. So make sure you keep that in mind if you have your window open during a recording session. That might shut the door. Yeah, you know, just keep that in mind. What I was also wanting to talk about though was the mixing on this, because it's not really a lot. Like, I feel like I used to try to do a lot, you know, but like you really don't need to do a lot in every situation, and sometimes you can do more mixing just by changing the way that you use the sounds and anything else. Might have done that here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like I did. I did a lot with panning. Probably shouldn't have the 808 on one side, but you know, hey, why not, you know? Just go for it. It's music. You need to make your own rules. I did put everything onto a master track. I brought that down just because without it, it would be 3 decibels louder. So anyways, yeah, you know, not really a whole lot going on that front, but if we go over here, we can see a little bit about this EQ work. I bet this one was bad. Yeah, straight out, just low cut at 300. That's embarrassing. We're just gonna move past that. Just gave this a little bit of a boost. I think this is on the art. Just kind of, I feel like it just lets it hit a little bit better, and it kind of creates more room for the hi-hats, or like just, I don't know, hi-hats sound better. So I'm using this as a doubler. Let me move my dancing friend. 20.6 milliseconds on this sound. I find a lot of times it's going to be between 10 and 20 for the actual doubling, but not always. 84% there, and then about 25% here. A little bit of a bandpass filter. I like doing bandpass for my doubling. I don't really think like this is necessarily like that essential, but like let's just peep it without this, right? Okay, so we hear it. It just sounds more lush, just sounds thicker, you know? But like it creates room in the other parts as well. Like it's not like you only hear the delay and the impact of the delay in that sound. Like the melody sounds very different with and without the delay, and it's not necessarily just because I put the delay on this sound, right? It's because putting the delay on this changes the frequencies so it interacts differently with the other frequencies. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, I don't know. Kind of just sounded like words when I said it, to be honest, but in my head it made sense. So this is not how you're supposed to EQ the master, okay? But like I did do it, and it sounds pretty decent, you know? And like this isn't going to be a life-changing song. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to sound decent, and it sounds decent, you know? You don't really have to do anything too crazy if you pick the right sounds, and that doesn't mean that you've used Analog Lab and you're going to be fine. Like, Purity is a very good synth, Expand is a very good synth, and this is just something I got off Reddit for this kit, you know? Like, it's a good kit, by the way, actually. I would recommend that you find this, the Christmas Dash Kit, Kurdok. A lot of very good selections for these 808s. I mean, listen to this. What that kit ate? Oh, that's right. That's right. Thank you for all your hard work, Martha Stewart by Aristotle Simone. That's me. Did this. Yeah, that's right. I used this 808. I didn't make it. Kurdok made it. Made a damn good 808. It's another damn good 808 right there. Damn good. Makes damn good 808 to get this kit. Anyway, so yeah, but like picking the slap 808, like I did go through all the different 808s in that kit, and I was like, I like the slap 808. I probably should have gone through more than just one kit, but I really like the slap 808. It is the exact vibe I wanted on this. Like, you know, sometimes you do got to go through 4 kits. Sometimes you find it in the first one. Yeah, so I mean that's the last tip. Really, is just sound selection and mixing your stuff. Like, you don't have to mix it with super professional, you know, like shit. Like, use Fruity Parametric EQ too, and fuck this compressor. Like, just use a standard compressor. If you don't want to use a standard compressor, okay, I hear you, buddy. Don't worry, I got you, buddy. Oh, all right, here we go. It's called M-Comp. This is free. This is completely free. Comes with the M suite of tools. All of them are completely free. Boom. Very good customization, and frankly a very good plugin. It's not gonna change your life, but like it's going to make your beats a little bit more cathartic, and that might change your life. So, you know, sound selection. Think about it. The way that you mix the things. Think about it. The way that you arrange the things. Think about it. The beat doesn't really have to be that impressive to make something impressive with it, as long as you're using principles that allow it to be elevated along the way. So, I hope that you got something out of this video, and in the meantime, I am gonna go milk the octopus outside.